Okay, guys, y'all ready to do this tequila lime chicken? And I call it the proof is in the pudding. It's actually layered dessert, and then of course the twice baked potatoes. So first of all, let me bring it over here a little bit. Yeah, get you right. Let me see. There. I want to let y'all know, I took, this is the bottom to the crust for the proof is in the pudding. And what this is, I greased this a little bit. And in a bowl, you mix up 1 stick of butter, softened, a cup of flour, and you're gonna mix that all together. And I mean, make sure your butter's softened. And you're going to just work it together, and it's going to be kind of soft. Then you can work in, I only put a half a cup of chopped walnuts in here. And then you're going to take, it's going to be damp, so you can wear gloves or your fingers, and you're going to spread that out as much as you can. Just do the bottom only. You don't have to do the sides, just the bottom, okay? And I baked this already. I baked it at 350 till it's lightly brown. You don't want it brittle. You want it just lightly brown. You know, make sure it's cooked. So that's the bottom to this. So here I have a 4-ounce package, or whatever, they're the small packages. One, the instant chocolate, and one is the, let me see here, I don't know if you don't see this or not, yeah. Vanilla instant pudding. And to that, I'm gonna add 2.5 cups of cold milk. And I'm going to get a whisk and I'm going to beat that. I'm not going to put the mixer on yet if I don't have to. Let me get this going here. We're going to just, because this is going to thicken up quick. This is going to be one of the layers. And I went ahead and baked that crust so it would be cool so I could show you all this. Otherwise, we'd had to wait for it to completely cool down. And this will start set up. You just want to make sure you go down all the way. Make sure it's blended real good, because it'll set up pretty quick. Because you're not even using the 4 full cups of milk. It's 2.5 cups of milk. You want a little thicker. And if it's a little bit too thick, I can thin it out. I just kind of wait and see how it's going to thicken. Okay? And what I have here, I have an 8-ounce package of softened cream cheese, a teaspoon of vanilla, and I also have a cup of powdered sugar. This is going to be one of the other layers. We're going to blend this up, and then we're going to add a whole container of Cool Whip to it, this Cool Whip. And I have some other whipped topping for the top of this, but this is going to go in here. So let me mix this up just real quick. I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, let me bring it back over. It's easier just to leave you out there instead of moving the camera around just long enough to do this. All right, what do you want my hands on? And I'm going to go ahead and start folding in this whipped cream in here a little bit at a time and blend it. Because we're going to have to get these layers together and get it in the refrigerator. And if you need a bigger one, just add 1 more box of pudding, add about another half a cup, just half everything again for about a 9 by 13, I would say. Just half everything again of what I showed you. That's what I would do. Put this in here, fold it in real good. And like I said, this is your 8 ounces of softened cream cheese, a cup of powdered sugar, a teaspoon of vanilla, and a container of the Cool Whip in here. And you're going to just keep, you want it to be real smooth because it's going to be the layer on that crust in a minute. I got just a little bit more. And then let me check that pudding too and see how it's doing. I use my fingers a lot, guys, when I cook because that's what we did. We didn't have a lot of gloves and stuff, and frankly, unless I'm messing with raw chicken, I'm not gonna do it. Or something that's really greasy, or I even caught a glove on fire one time, leaving it on and going to sew. So anyway, but see, look here, that pudding just sat there and it thickened right up. Actually, it's going to be a little bit too thick. I'm probably going to have to thin that out just a tiny bit in a minute. So anyway, let me get this over here. I'm going to bring the crust up here like this. And I'm going to finish folding in this whipped cream because I'm going to put that on first. And I'm going to put it in the freezer so it will set up quick. And I will put the pudding on the top when I'm just going to leave it in there enough to get it really cold and firm. And I'll bring it up and put the chocolate pudding on the top. Actually, I take that back. I'm going to put the chocolate on first and put it in, and then I will put this on. So let me thin that out a little bit because you're going to end with some more whipped cream on the top. So let me thin this out and get this in here. Get this going here. It just, you have to be a little patient, guys, with this stuff, and just guess, because depending on the humidity and things, it might be a little thicker. I'm in Texas, as y'all know, and I'm close to the Gulf of Mexico, and it's very humid here. And it's all clouded up again, and I want to get this done just in case StreamYard decides to go down like it did yesterday on me. So that's going to take actually closer to almost 3 cups of the where that's going to be a good spreading consistency. Another reason why you want it cold, and this crust cooler will start crumbling on you. Get into your get into the mixes. Let me get a spatula here. That's about the way you want it. The other was just a little bit too thick. Yeah, I told y'all wrong. I got to get this on first. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm not thinking. I got to get this. I was worried about everything shutting down before we got this finished. I apologize for that. I was concerned about that. I want to get all this stuff done, the chicken done, and we'll put the potatoes in while the chicken is cooking, which I have it already. And I'll walk that through with you in a minute. Okay, now just kind of take it and just spread it out. You don't have to go up the sides. You just want to just spread it evenly the best you can. I do have a spatula and I should have used it actually. But I've got it in my pudding already. So, and we're going to I'm going to put it in the freezer, like I said, to let it set up quicker so I can kind of go through this. Let me get my other spatula. I think I'm going to need it to spread this out better. Hold on, let me get that. Get my hands off good. Okay. In here. I have another one here. Okay. Yeah, that's much better. Believe me. Just use a spatula. It's not as hectic as trying to do it with that spoon. And it's going to be kind of thin because I still have the chocolate layer and another layer of the whipped chocolate put on. Only I made fresh whipped cream for that because I had some I needed to use up, some whipping cream I wanted to use up. So instead of the Cool Whip. But anyway, so this, when I take this, and I'm going to set this in my freezer for a little bit in a drawer and let it start cooling down. It's getting more firmer. And then I'll show you the chicken and tell you what I did on that again. Okay, yeah, I made that a perfect spot. Went right in. Okay. So I'm gonna let that sit in there, and we have the pudding ready. That's gonna be the next layer, and then we're gonna finish it with some more whipped cream at the end. Anyway, next, I told you the twice baked potatoes. I took and I went ahead and baked them off. Let me see something. Let me get this off here. Okay. I took the baked potatoes and I cooked them off and I split them in half and let them cool. And I scooped that out. So I'm gonna mash it up in a minute with some milk and stuff. In here, I've got 4 ounces of cream cheese and I've got about 1/3 of a stick of butter to soften. So I'm gonna blend, and it's been setting out so it's soft. And I'm gonna work some of these potatoes in like you would mash them, or mashed potatoes with some milk in here, a little bit of milk. And then I'm gonna put sour cream, and I have cheese and bacon bits to go in these. And they're gonna go back in the oven, you know, and have to get hot and bubbly all the way through. And, you know, the cheese melted. Let's keep working a little more milk in there. I didn't want to use the mixer if I didn't have to because it makes so much noise. And I just kind of work with this way, guys, and just keep mixing it. Besides that, it gives my flab on my arms a good workout. And that lasts a little bit of milk. You just have to eyeball it. You don't want it thin, but you don't want it real thick. I still got to put sour cream in. So we'll see what the consistency is going to be. Also, make sure you add not very much salt because your cheese and bacon bits are salty, but a little bit of salt, and make sure you put some black pepper in, you know, to season it with your potatoes. You need more, people can add it, you know, as they feel fit and what they want to use for their own, going on to their own taste buds. Years ago, when I was raising my family, we used a lot of margarine because unless I made it from a cow's, and the cow used to milk butter off the top, because we couldn't afford butter. It was very expensive, and I was working for $1.25 to $2.50 an hour, so you didn't have a lot of money to mess with back then in those days, and so we did use a lot of margarine, which is fine, but now butter is pretty reasonable. Margarine's right up there, so I just say use the butter and it makes everything a lot better anyway, I think. And at least you know what's in it and the margarine anymore. I'm not even sure what they put in it. I don't know the truth. I'm gonna get this, scrape this off there and put the, I'm gonna add the sour cream in. Here. And I have about probably about 2/3 of a cup of sour cream. Add more if you need it. I think I've about figured this pretty close to being right on this. And the cream cheese gives it that thicker, just gives it a whole different taste. I like it, cream cheese in it. Otherwise, you're putting stuff almost like you do a loaded baked potato. You're just throwing your, I put the sour or the cream cheese in. Okay, that's pretty good right there. And if it's got a little bit, a few little lumps in it, don't worry about it. I mean, the people know the real potatoes. You didn't use instant potatoes, and or you know, they got a little bit of consistency to it. Sometimes people like to have pieces of the potato in. All righty. So I'm gonna bring these up here. I'm gonna start filling them. And I will bring over so you can look at this, get an idea. And I'll tell you about the tequila on the chicken. I took it out of the bag. I put it into marinade, and I took 3 chicken breasts and I split them in 2 long ways. And there's oil. I put a little bit of olive oil, about 1/4 of a cup of olive oil, and I put about 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. I ended up doing 4 limes. I did about 1/3 of a bunch of cilantro, and I actually put the stems in because the stems you can use for stuff like this. You're going to take it off anyway. And of course, it's got about 3 cloves of garlic in there minced up. It has seasoning salt, Lari seasoning salt, and black pepper in there. So that's what it's in, and this is what it, and also I did the little bottles, like I said, the mini bottles, which is about ounce and 1/4 bottle of the tequila, and that taste will cook out. It just gives it flavor, and it kind of holds the moisture in to your chicken, keeps it from drying out because we're going to fry it just a little bit, get it done. It's not going to take them long. And just, start filling. I'm going to start filling these when I'm talking to you. I also I'm thinking Tuesday, I will come live about 2:30, and I will already have my chicken cooked. I'm going to take 4 chicken breasts, and I'm going to cook them off with some celery and onion in them and some chicken broth, and get those for the chicken and dumplings. I'm going to take and cut the chicken up, take it out, and already have it cut up, and I'm going to drain all the stuff off the chicken broth, and I will leave it at that with the chicken cut up. So when you all come on, I can walk you through making the dumplings and cooking that off. So because it's not enough time in lives and I don't have to pause these and come back later. You can on StreamYard, I know you can on YouTube, but I'm not that sad to do all that. So let me just continue to fill these. And then I'm going to make I'm going to do that Tuesday. And then Thursday, I will make some goulash and fried potatoes. And I thought what else I would do is go ahead and do since I did a dessert today, and I did the banana nut bread yesterday, I will go ahead and do the the peanut butter cups. And over the holiday times, I'm going to do my oldest daughter's chocolate covered cherries. If you go back and look at a video, and I forgot to tell her, shout out to her, and I should have. She is the one that showed me how to do where I took the croissants and baked them, and we took the ranch and put on there with the broccoli, the different colored peppers, and the green onion. That's actually was her recipe that she made when I was up there and seen her, and it's very good. I like that kind of stuff. So, and also the chocolate covered cherries is her recipe that I'm going to be doing around the holidays. And we're going to be doing date nut bread, pumpkin bread. I've already showed you how to do the banana bread, and we'll do some other things. I'm going to make gingerbread fudge. I'm going to make peanut butter fudge, and I'm also going to make some chocolate fudge. And I'm not sure. I'm going to look around. There's some other things there I want to make. I probably should have got a little tiny bit bigger dish, but this is fine. It keeps them from tipping. And just use all that you can. I pretty well guessed that right on this to fill these. Surprise. And I'm going to put the rest of that on there. And like that. Then I'm going to turn the oven on to 350 degrees, and we will, when the oven beeps, I will put that back in the oven. We'll put that back in there for those two. I get my rag to wipe my hands off because my hands are getting, here it is. Need to rinse it out. They get sticky and stuff on them. And I don't like my work area nasty. My grandmother always kept her area really clean when she cooked. So anyway, I went ahead and grated up a half of 8-ounce block of sharp cheese, just half, about 4 ounces here. I have some real bacon bits that I got, and I cut up some green onions, some of the white and the tops. And now I'm going to go ahead and put the cheese on top of these so it can melt in to these. Oh, and when I do the goulash, when I do that one, I will go ahead and already have the macaroni. I'll have potatoes cut up and diced and in water to keep them from turning. I'll have that done to save time. And I will take and put, I'll go ahead and boil my macaroni off. So it's done. So we have to just cook the meat, make the sauce up, and incorporate that. Oh, and I'm going to do, Monday, I'm going to also take and cook off some jasmine rice, and I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. And I'm thinking, since I'm doing the chicken and dumplings Wednesday, I think what I'll do with the, I'll just do a quick video on Friday, come do a quick live Friday, and go ahead and do the, I'll probably just wait and do the rice Tuesday. It needs 2 to 3 days. The rice needs to be cold and older to do your stir-fried rice, and it's going to be an Oriental. It's going to have some veggies in it, and some, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to use this, the spam like they use in Hawaii, or if I'm going to use some ham, cut up diced ham. I'll just see what I've got. Anyway, I got that on there. And let me put some of these onions on there, get that done. It helps, guys, too, if you kind of prep your things, like if you go to work, maybe after you do your dishes, maybe you're planning on this, go ahead and take your potatoes off and put them in their, you know, in the refrigerator on the cold. You cut them open, scoop them out, mix all that up, and go ahead and dice your cheese and your onion and get that all done, you know, and put your chicken in either that morning or that evening after you're done eating for the next day. Put it in a bag in the refrigerator in a bowl. But that stuff is fine. It can stay. The longer it marinates, the better. It's just going to be more tender. And you don't have to do that much when you get home, but take and grill the chicken, you know, and then make the stuff for your potatoes and stuff them, and then they're ready to go in the oven. So I'm going to set these over here out of the way. So I put them in the oven when it beeps. And I will put the bacon bits on when I get it out, because I don't want them to get really, I don't know if they'll get tough or not. Well, I'm not using real bacon, so I don't know how that'll do on that. So in a minute, I'm going to turn this. I'll pull that pudding out in another few minutes when we get this chicken dish on frying. And what I'm going to do, I'll bring you over here, and I will bring you over to the stove. Bring you over this way. Let me see here, because I've got, let me see. This is kind of, got to get used to doing this, guys. I might have to turn it the other way. Let me go ahead and stick these in, and I'll see if I need to turn it the other way to pick it up better, maybe from this angle here. Let me see. Probably. Well, I can't see. Let me see. I don't think it's going to be down where you can see, but you can be over here with me while I'm cooking it anyway. And I'm just going to take this, and I'm not going to put I'm just going to take, like, I've got the olive oil. I'm just going to put maybe a tablespoon in there, tablespoon and a half, and I'm just going to work that around and the bottom of the skillet. Use your fingers if you need to. Just get it really thin, because you've got oil and stuff on your chicken already, which I'm going to bring over here and show you. I'm going to take it out here of the stuff, put it on a plate so we can put it on to fry when the skillet. I've got my skillet on medium, and I'm going to take these out, and I'll show you what they look like as soon as I get all this off of them and on the plate. and you'll see. Like I said, don't be afraid of the tequila taste. It's gonna cook out. It just does. But it just, I don't know, gives it a nice taste and makes your chicken really tender. But just be careful and don't overcook your chicken. Also, Messer Mom was asking yesterday, she said her chicken dry a lot of times. Well, you can use a marinade for it if you're just gonna bake it or grill it. And one thing that's really good is Italian dressing. It really is, and it gives it a taste. You've got the taste also. So that's just an idea. Or you can use, let me put this over this way, the buttermilk. Use buttermilk here. Let me send this back. I can get it, I might have to put it back further. Well, I don't know what I'm doing here, guys. You see. Now there, that's probably gonna be, yeah, I'll just leave it there. And you can just watch me cook. Okay. Because I can't come in. This kitchen's kind of screwy. Anyway, this is what the chicken's like after you take it out. And just drain it off there and get rid of that. And you want, like I said, you want this skillet to get warm. I haven't just beat for the twice baked potatoes. And I'm just going to leave this little tad above the medium and let that get hot. So we will do the chicken and dumplings Tuesday. And let me see. Yeah, Thursday I'll do the goulash. And Friday I'll do that fried rice. Just a minute. I had to get a drink, guys. My mouth was dry. Okay. Now let me see. It's not. It's getting there. It'll be good by the time. Don't overcrowd your pan either. Let me go ahead and get a few of these in. I can put I'm going to put about 3 at a time in here. And I'll eat 3 more. Because like I said, that's 3 chicken breasts. And they're kind of even giving out a little bit from being in that marinade. And they will get really tender. This will get a little hotter in just a minute. So wash my hand again. And we will pull I'll pull that, as soon as I get this going good, I'll pull the pudding dessert out and we'll go ahead and do that later. But just let it kind of just sit here and brown, do its thing, cook some of the oil that's in it out. You just need a little bit just so it don't stick when you first put it in there. And it's not going to take it because they're pretty thin. It's not going to take them long to cook. So let me pull that dessert out. And yeah, it's got good and cold. So we can go ahead, while that's frying, I can check it back and forth and bring it back over here, guys. And let me see. Oh, can you all see that? Yeah, I guess. Well, kind of. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put the chocolate on it right now and get that worked on there so I can get it back in so it'll set up. Now I can put the other layer of whipped cream in here. Like I said, I'm trying to get this done so we don't lose our power because it's getting kind of funky out. Or losing internet. Anyway, here we go. Let's take and spread this out across that other layer. And if you let it get real cold, it makes it a lot easier and it doesn't dip down and get into the other layers of your stuff here. And I just buy the Great Value. You can buy, you don't have to buy brand name on the pudding, but always make sure it's instant. It has to be the instant. You can't use the cook and serve. It won't work. It just doesn't. Even if you cook it, it's not the same. I don't think it is at all because, well, you can't cut that milk content down and get it creamy like this. Okay, so I'm gonna show you this, and here we go. This is it, like this, and I'm gonna stick it back in the freezer. So this layer can set up. Okay. All right, set that in there, and then we're gonna go back here to the chicken. Get a fork. So I can keep an eye on this. I think y'all can even see that. I'm gonna have to do something about my phone and stuff, how to get this going, but I'll show it to you when it's done. Just have to kind of watch it. And as these start to get a little color to them, you can, let me see. Maybe come this way, do better. Like I said a while ago, need to adjust it. Here you go. This is, yeah, that's what it's looking like. And then I'm going to take and finish the others off. I'm going to start adding one more in here at a time because now the skillet's getting hot. And like I said, main thing, just don't overcook them. They'll get good and brown. And they've already got a lot of, and I can't even smell the tequila in them. After they start cooking, that tequila smell leaves. It evaporates. But it's got alcohol in it. It just evaporates. Then you go ahead and work your other two chicken breasts in there, actually, because those have got some color on them. And then they can just keep them over to one side and let these others finish browning good, you know. Let me get this out of the way. And I will get a clean plate to plate these on. Also, this is really, these are good if you grill them out on a grill too, or if you have a grill that you can use on top of your stove, that's great too. I don't have one. I had one and it smoked up so much in the house. I just didn't like the way it smoked my house up, so I don't use it anymore. But I'm just kind of checking this chicken, guys, and it's starting to get some brown on it. I'm not adding any more oil because I already had all that oil in it, but that little bit. Let me check these potatoes, and they're starting to. They'll be done by the time everything else is done. The cheese is melting on the top, but I want that potato mixture to get hot all the way through. Let me look at the chat. Let me get my glasses. Let me look here at the chat. See you. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Anna. Thanks you all for being here. I appreciate it. Hi, Star Gypsy Soul. Thanks for being here. Appreciate it. I'm going to get this figured out, look better how to do this stuff with this tripod. It's just, this stuff is new to me, guys, and I just have to learn how to, you don't have a cameraman in here working things for you. You know, you have to just kind of do it yourself. Okay, I'm letting that chicken go ahead and put that on. I think I'm going to go ahead and just pull these potatoes out and go ahead and put the bacon bits on them. Then by the time these are done, we'll put that other layer on the dessert. I think you can see them. The cheese is totally melted on the top, and I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle the bacon bits on there and put them back in for a little bit because I want them to get done just in case power goes out on this. I hope y'all got to figure out the banana nut bread and the biscuits, because I'm sorry that happened yesterday, but like I said, I don't have any control over the weather or when the internet goes down. Okay, I'm gonna put these back in. Sometimes I do use rolled bacon when I do these. I just had enough going on with this other. I just I have this bacon bit. So, and for the chicken and dumplings, like I said, you're just going to need some bouillon cubes. You know, whatever chicken, you can use dark meat too to cook whatever meat off you want. Uh, and with put celery and onion in there, and you can drain it. And the two, don't add salt till you taste it again. And chicken bouillon cube, dissolve them in some of the hot liquid and add them. It's just going to make your broth richer. And you can put a little bit of black pepper, but I just would put just a pinch of salt and let that chicken cook. And when the chicken gets done, you can take it and let it cool. Take it out and put it on a plate, let it cool. You can take and strain your broth to get the celery bits and that stuff out of it. And I don't know, I just take and put it back on, and I put the meat in there after I've shredded it. And then as I'm making the dumplings, I let it come up to a boil. And then I see if I have to thicken it any at all after I put the dumplings on, because the dumplings have flour in it and it usually thickens. And then I taste it afterwards. Also, for a little color sometimes, I take and chop up some carrot in the broth and let it cook, and I save it for carrot because, I don't know, and some people take and add some frozen peas to their chicken and dumplings. I don't do that, but I'm gonna make some stewed chicken too. I never tried that. And with stewed chicken and dumplings, and that sounds really good, but you actually put lima beans in it and your veggies like your carrots in there, and that you leave them in actually, but it's called stewed chicken and dumplings. So I just keep churning this because I want it to get a nice brown color on it. And this chicken is very tender right now. It's just hard for it to get tough. Sometimes if you grill it, I know people have said it dries out on the grill, so might be a better option to do it. Or you can even do it in an air fryer. Actually, an air fryer would be an excellent idea. Let me get the dessert, get that other layer on there so y'all can see that. I think it's still pretty soft. I think I'm doing nice. And now I can put it back in. I put some more. Because this is the slicing with me lemonade, and I'll put it on there. Bring it back over here, and we'll do that. Let me see. Oh, better. I take you back a little further, I guess. Now you can see it. Just had you up too close for comfort. Okay. Let me rinse my spatula. I use both of them, and I need to get one of them to do that. We'll check the chicken again. I'll show you. You could take with the chicken too, and put a little fresh parsley on it at the end, just to get a little bit of color. And it is pouring down rain right now, so, and the wind is picking up a little bit. Good thing I started with it. Okay, let's get this. And this is, like I said, this is fresh. The fresh whipping cream, and you're gonna have to really do it different to cool with because it's a little thicker, and spread it out so you don't get your chocolate in there. And that, and I just work with it. You have to have a little patience when you do things like this. This is an excellent dessert that we take to a family dinner, take to a church function. You know, I don't know. I probably about any place you liked it. Wouldn't hold up good for a picnic. Not until it gets cold, because it's the refrigerator dessert. I mean, you have to really be able to keep it really cold. But you know, a lot of people, I think people would like something like this for a birthday instead of the cake and stuff a lot of times, because it's very rich and it's you know, A lot of people just don't like cake. They want something a little different. As people get older too, they can't have problems with textures and they can't eat like they did, years ago. Um, and little kids can eat this, but maybe not. Don't give it kids if they've got nut allergies. I always make sure because there is nuts. You can make that crust without the nuts. And if somebody has a nut allergy, just don't put any nuts in the crust. And there you go. I've got this all. Let me get over to set my chicken. Once and I pick that up. Yeah, it's cooking good, guys. I take those potatoes out in a minute. And this will get dark on you quick because of the oil and the tequila in it. It's burning off, let it burn off. So I'm going to take this and maybe I'll again put this in the freezer. And if you've got room in the refrigerator, you can set in there, but I let it go ahead and set up good in the freezer for a little bit. Each one of those layers isn't making it. My oldest daughter does the dessert and I love it, but it's just too much for me. She has more patience to do that stuff than I would. But she does all these different colors of jello and stacks them, and it is, I love it. I mean, it's good, but it's beautiful. It looks like a rainbow of colors, and I love the way it does. I think she puts maybe some cream cheese layer in there too. I'm not sure. I haven't had it for a long time, but it was really good. On my kids, she's actually got a son, or both her daughters are, they all cook, like to cook. Her stepson son is the chef. One of my grandsons is a chef. And most of them like to cook. My daughter, she likes to cook. I have one son that's not crazy about cooking at all, but I have another one that's he's great at barbecuing and stuff. That's more of his alley, and where he likes to cook stuff like deer and things like that. And he knows how to do it. Barbecue, that kind of stuff. I don't know how to do it with it. So let me go ahead and pull the my baked potatoes out. They smell good. You see those guys? I think you can. Yeah, you can see them. I'll show them up a little bit here. What's that? Okay, it's really hot. Put that off to the side. You see, it's not that complicated. Go ahead and turn my oven off. It's really not, guys, complicated to cook. You just have to have a little bit of patience, and not be in a hurry. And it's something, to me, it's kind of relaxing for me. I know a lot of people probably don't like to cook. It's not relaxing for them, but, I'm getting a little brown, so it's done anyway. Get it out and I'll bring it over and show you. And because these are so thin, it's not taking them long at all. But, I'll bring it over and show you just a second. Let me get this up. Some of them are a little brown, but that's okay. Not that bad. And bring it over. And this is what it looks like. Like I said, to make it look more appetizing, you can take, here you go. You can take and put some parsley on it, and it heats up good. I could you heat it up in the microwave later. Just take a damp paper towel and put on top of it to heat it. But I didn't get to make the chicken tenders and the waffles. I will do that. Let me see. This is going to be the 12th, the 19th. I'll do it at the end of the month. We'll do the chicken and waffles at the end of the month. And make those homemade waffles with the fried chicken too. I didn't think that would be good at all until I tasted it. My grandkids love it, and I really like it. I like that chicken with it better than sausage or bacon or ham even. So anyway, I'll do about 2:30. I'll do the live Tuesday for the chicken and dumplings. Thursday, I will do the fried potatoes, the goulash, and we'll make the peanut butter cups. Just go ahead and cook your macaroni off, and have your potatoes, cut up and in a bowl and ready to go. If you want to cook along with me, and then we'll make the goulash up, and we will do the peanut butter cups. I'm going to go ahead and cut the little cupcake papers down. Just you take about 1/4 of an inch off the top, and you put them in it. They're going to go in a regular muffin pan, and that's when you're going to melt the chocolate and put it in. I think, just half of it. You take half of it and do that, and then you're going to get it cold when that sets up. Then you're going to take the peanut butter and the powdered sugar, mix it up, and get it cold, and it's going to go in the next layer. And then you're going to melt. You want to get it cold because the next layer is going to be the final layer of the melted chocolate that's going to the top, and it's going to seal it. And then we're going to take just a pinch of sea salt and put on there to kind of break the sweetness. So we'll do that. And then, like I said, Friday I'll jump on here and I'll do the Oriental fried rice. And like I said, I'm going to put either spam or ham in it, and so it'll kind of be milk. Have a couple of eggs in it. Go ahead and cook your rice ahead and put it in the refrigerator. Let your rice get good and cold, and not fresh rice. It just does not do good when you're cooking fried rice. And have that, whatever veggies you want to stir in. I'm going to use a little bit of, let me see, soy sauce. I'm going to be using green onion. I'm going to use the frozen peas and carrots. I'm going to use a little bit of cabbage. I can't remember. Oh, sesame oil, just a little bit of sesame oil in it. And I'm not going to put ginger in it at all. No ginger, because we don't need it in there. But, and a little bit of garlic. Anyway, we'll make that. And at least you got to see that's what over here. Oh, I'm getting all kinds of messages. Sorry, guys. Anyway, here is the twice baked potatoes, the chicken, and you've seen the results of the layered dessert. I call it proofs in the pudding. A lot of people just call it chocolate layered refrigerator dessert. You can, if you don't have the vanilla instant pudding, you can actually use two. You can actually use two of the chocolate on there. So let me see. Anyway, hi Panthera, thanks for being here. Hey Nita, love you girl, love you girls. Thanks girls for being here. I love my girls. There's 3 in here that have been my best buddies and are my best buddies for over 3 years now. And we just, they're always there for each other, and it's nice to have. People go through a lot of things in life, and it's nice, to have somebody like that that's always there. Anyway, and of course, my girls from over in Menzies, and Mia, of course, and her, a lot of followers there. I thank you all. I even have a few guys in here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. I'd like to get my subs up to at least 500 so I can get just so I can have a community post, and I can post pictures of things also. Like if I'm going to make extra videos through the holidays, I can do the videos and post the pictures for everybody to see what's going on it. So, and some things I've made before. And then you can go in there also and tell me what you want me to do, or give me suggestions. Somebody wanted to see a pineapple cheesecake. I did find a recipe for that. I will do that at the beginning of next month. Oh, and I'm going to make my homemade vegetable soup before the end of the month. That'll be something else I'll be making. It's going to be a vegetable beef soup is what it's going to be. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. And like I said, thundering and lightning, and it's starting to get nasty looking. So I'm going to get off here. I'm not going to push it. So there you guys have the gist of it. Enjoy, try some of these recipes. Have, you know, the rest of your weekend. Have a nice one, and be careful, everybody. You know, try to be safe. There's a lot of crazy stuff out there in the world right now. So anyway, also try to remember all these young girls that are missing, and we don't have any idea where they're at. It's sad because the family doesn't know. One girl just disappeared from a party, and her car and her just disappeared. And we know she didn't disappear in thin air. So something happened. And it would be nice if anybody that knows anything or seen anything with Kylie, it's in California, you can research it. It would sure be nice if somebody would come forward, if they, even anonymously, get the information to somebody, guys. This girl needs to be found. Whether she's no longer here, she needs to be found so she can come home to her family, and they can, you know, be able to deal with that and have the option of not wandering like people do all the time, sometimes for years and never knowing. I always think back to when those girls in Cleveland were kidnapped, and that guy had them for 10 years, and the one girl's mother died before she ever got to know that her daughter was still alive. And that's sad because the woman just basically grieved herself to death. So try to remember people like that. You know, there's people that's going through a lot of difficult times. There's people that are sick, that are fighting cancer. There's people that have family issues that they're trying to deal with, family issues. And just the stress of just trying to survive with the economy, the gas and food prices and stuff. It puts the strain on everybody, and all the stuff that's going on in the schools, and children getting hurt and perishing because people can't seem to, somehow people have issues get hold of guns, and people blame guns, and it's not the guns that kill people. They get in the wrong person's hands. You know, guns have been used for years and years and years for protection. So it's not that. So it's almost becoming necessity for people to have some kind of a weapon, you know. So anyway, I will see you all Tuesday for the chicken and dumplings. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy. Bye-bye, everybody.